for the driver of the Stewart-Haas number 00. Kim?
Well, Dave, this is Austin Hill's first Championship 4 appearance. And despite that, crew chief Andy Street told me Austin has an extra confidence he's not seen from his driver this season. He's the most motivated he's been all year. I had a chance to talk to Austin and ask him his prep for this race looks any different than other weeks. He told me he did do a few extra things, but not too much.
The 18-year-old was able to win the pole earlier today, so he will bring the field to the green flag alongside Sheldon Creed, who has had so many second-place finishes, we've almost lost count. Could he get his first win tonight?
You see the Championship 4 drivers' names in purple. 3 of them were inside the top 10. Now, one, A.J. Allmendinger will go all the way to the back of the field. He had to make some changes to the brakes after qualifying.
Sammy Smith also going to the rear. They made a change, an engine change on that 8 car. And we've got to go all the way back to the very back of this field to find Justin Allgaier, because he was involved in an accident in the 4th lap of practice yesterday. They had to go to a backup. That's the same situation that Eric Almirola is in. Those two starting from the back in backup cars fighting for a title. All right, let's listen into the radio, a little pep talk from the crew chief, driver, and spotter. Let's start with the 21 team.
Copy that, brother. 7-9. Go do this, man. Same thing as Homestead. Give me that confidence street. Ain't nobody gonna touch us. Man, y'all been resilient all year long. Today is no different. This weekend's been no different. We've been resilient from a backup car to the win tonight, okay? That's how we're gonna do it. Appreciate all of you, all the hard work. Love you guys. You bet. Stay in the game all night. We'll have a shot at it.
Okay, so we have talked to the drivers, we've heard from the drivers, we've seen the drivers. Whose attitude right now makes you think this guy race car for today's championship race? And we mentioned William Sawalich and Sheldon Creed. They make up that first row right behind that Supra. Championship race,
go,
very
baby,
special for a couple of loyal Xfinity.
Here we go, baby. I want to do.
I'm a crew chief. I'm still a little nervous. 5 wide here when we see the green flag through this dog leg. I just want to see my car come in up on the center.
Here we go, baby.
All right, 2 by 2.
Green, 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 green. Championship underway. Look at Austin Hill.
5 wide you talked about, Steve.
Custer trying to follow.
Remember, Marty mentioned it. You don't have to worry about points at all. If you won the championship for, all you have to worry about is your competitors. As long as you finish in front of the other 3, you win the championship tonight.
Austin Hill had trouble off of turn 2. See Jesse Love in that blue red white car trying to get underneath him. Now Jesse Love's under Tyson Custer.
Riding along with that Goodyear onboard on Cole Custer's car. And he is way down in that dog leg. We're going to see him cut the dog leg all afternoon and evening. Cole Custer, the 00, goes to the inside of that 2.
And it's awkward for the non-playoff drivers. We talk about the 4 that have the championship on the line. Look, if you're not one of these 4 drivers, you hope to be one someday, or maybe you've been one in the past. You want to race them hard but fair. You don't want to be the story. You don't want your mistake to eliminate one of these drivers. So that's what makes this sport so different, right? You know, the Super Bowl is 2 teams. This is anything but.
38 cars out there, and 4 have an opportunity for a championship. I mentioned Jesse Love in the 2 is on the outside. What we saw of Cole Custer.
Bottom left, A.J. Allmendinger had to start in the back because of a brake issue. Bottom right, Justin Allgaier in the 7 had to start in the back in a backup car. As you heard Marty report earlier, this car ran in Las Vegas and has some laps on it, but nothing is as good as your primary, right? That's the one you expected to race. Up front, Sheldon Creed got the lead. Wallace all the way back to 4th on the pole.
There are going to be quite a few
Just a little bit deeper than Sheldon Creed was able to, and now he's going to take this spot. Oh, 2 championship 4 drivers battling here. The 7 of Allgaier has worked his way to the rear bumper of Allmendinger and passes Allmendinger for the 18th position.
Those 2 trying to move from the back to the front as both started toward the rear. They both try to get by that 45 of Stefan.
Just about 1 position every lap.
Out of Allgaier here in this race in the backup. What are they talking about?
Already up to 18th, did you see on the bottom of your screen, Rick? And if you saw what happened yesterday to Justin Allgaier in practice, you saw the emotion that Allgaier was displaying. He was very upset that they got in that wreck, and this was him talking to Jim Pullman, his crew chief, and in his words, he then got in a fight with the toolbox. Actually, it was a laptop, and there's that emotion from Justin Allgaier yesterday. There's a reason